And you know me personally, so you know what I'm about to say. Like, I'd always be amazed when me and you talk how open you are, being the type of musician you are, the respected musician you are, that you okay with somebody else working on your album, and then you just come in and add what you got add and take out what you got take out. Like, and I keep telling everybody that who I talk to, it seems like is like a disrespect to some people if you ask for help. Like, it's ridiculous.
Why not? I mean, that is one of the things them that I kind of get from my father too. Because, you know, he would tell me all the time, listen, don't care how good you think you be, somebody out there better than you.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the other things them that he used to tell me to is whenever you're going to the studio and somebody offers something, take it. He said, if it ain't good, still take it.
Mm-hmm.
Because he said, here it is, you have it. So if you want to, you could use it. Now, let's say you don't take it, and then you realize, damn, I should have had that to use it, you know.
Exactly.
You check. So
exactly.
I always to that. And there was one time when it cemented on me even more too, was in '99, we went to France, Midem Festival. And that is where I met Beres Hammond and David Hines from Steel Pulse.
Yeah.
And our booths used to be close to each other, so we always used to got conversations. Always. I used to be picking the brains all the time to find out different stuff. And one thing Beres had said to me, he says, when you go out there to do a performance, 1,000 people listening to you. But when you do a recording, you're catering for millions.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
you ain't no way you're gonna end up.
Right. So he basically said, put your emphasis and everything into your album, because that is where the majority of the listeners gonna be. All them, you know, just sell 1 million copies, 1 million people ain't coming to the performance.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that is why I don't mind. Once you ain't come with ignorance,
yeah,
I don't mind, you know, because you even like with you, when I send you stuff and you tell me bye, Steba so, you know.
Yeah.
And all the time I agree with you, but I'll be like, okay, let me try this and see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally understand.
Yeah.
So no, after I went our first road march and you know, mention with the dreads and starting to experience different things in life, like what was the mindset now moving forward? Because you got it, you part of the 3 big band now, right? At that point, you wasn't considered a big band yet.
Well, not really yet, because at that point now, okay, now we really becoming a part of the conversation. You know, but at that time we still had problems executing live. We could never, for some reason, I mean, don't care how good we play, we just didn't have the impact live like the Grandmasters and the Small Acts. You know, but after them albums there now the impact live sync kits playing is totally different to playing out here.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So it so happened for us, it was working out here.
Yeah.
So now we started coming the band now that going outside a lot. You know, we started doing like Tartola a lot. You know, we do a lot of the neighboring islands. And then because of the same connection with Tony and GT, we now started getting opportunities to come out here. You know, I could remember we first boat right out here. I think that might have been one of my worst playing gigs, because it was cool. That's number one. I mean, cool for us.
Yeah.
And I was more doing more sightseeing than for playing. You know, we kind of like, yo, that is Statue of Liberty. That is, you know.
Yeah.
So we pretty much started doing a lot more of coming outside, and after a while, it's like, but we used to be more hyped to play outside than play home, because it's like home, we try to play this lot of, you know, play tunes and keep it groovy, and think it's people like, I'm wild out, you know. But then we come out here now and we play the nice groovy thing, and say everybody love it.
Yeah.
You know, and then at them times too, well, from the 70s come on up to them times, a big thing for Sinkis bands used to be to go on tour. You go on tour for 2-3 months and you come home, you go welcome home dance and all kind of things.
Yeah.
So now I would think we probably might have been one of the last bands to be a part of that whole trend. So what used to happen is right after music festival, we gone. You know, and then we partnered here in Canada, all Wano, and we work with all, and we pretty much used to go, and we leave home in June, we go in Canada, you know, we do a whole ton of gigs in Canada. From Canada we come down, we go Boston, we do stuff in Boston, sometimes go back to Canada, you know, Montreal, you know, the New York Labor Day, Miami Carnival, and we gone back home after 2-3 months. We used to do that. We were doing that for like probably 2-3 years straight. As a matter of fact, I don't even know if a lot of people know this, but Nu Vybes, we that is where we adapt the international. So when we adapt the international now, you know, we set up the website, all kind of different things. Yo, we even had a toll-free number. We had a toll-free number. All went and set up a toll-free number. That is when they just started with the 888.
Yeah.
So we 888 Nu Vybes. You understand? And one year we went to Canada and we decided we're gonna lobby for the opening of Caribano. So here it is though, I mean, you're talking all big guns. You know, what the guy named Roy Cape and all them there, and David Wood and he band and all of them.
Byron Lee and so.
But well, the whole works, everybody lobbying for Canada Caribano opening. You present your case, you present your stats. I mean, when YK bring his stat sheet that they look like a 5-subject book, you check, your boy doing a stat sheet is one piece of paper. Boy, and when the man had the meeting, and the man said, the feature band for Caribano opening, Nu Vybes band. I could never forget what I kept saying. Boy, oh, you gotta be crazy. That body ain't got no horns. That ain't got no horns. But yeah, but them chinny man never like that.
Yeah.
So we played for the opening at Caribana in Canada. This would have been probably 95 or 96. Them time Bywally had the medley out with swinging engine them, and so we here we make some of them.
Yeah.
But we had that dung pack. Listen, and let me tell you, why Cape, that's when I met why Cape. Why Cape tell me, he said, Miss Boy, little boy, that's what he called me, little boy. I gonna be right in front, you know. I gonna be right in front to watch you flop.
Wow.
Right? But let me tell you, all them chinny man come. And the man come right in front, just like they say. Why? And we leaking a medley. Why? And them time they had a big tune out of Barbados to this man with the, what is the song there? Big Belly Man or something like that? I can't remember what the song was.
Okay.
I ain't jamming with no big belly man. No big, I think that was the song.
Yeah.
What? Why? But we root up that deal. Boy, I came shaky head. He said, well, boy, oh, you did well. Oh, you did well. You know them chinny man how they talking. Oh, you did well. Yeah, even the man from David was a group too. The man was like, boy. I said, yeah, Caribano. But yeah, we did. We used to do, well, let me tell you, we do boat rides in Canada. They got this thing for Caribana weekend where we play, they got this place they call the Island. We play on the island. Me, Marshall and them man on the island, they're like, boy, where you gonna play, boy? Boy. Time, I think Marshall was on the island that year. I don't know if he did come on before us. But them time was like Big Chuck and all them things there. But what had happened, some of them big acts, a lot of them big acts, they were scheduled to play later in the afternoon. And for whatever it is happening with functions that they got to go to, because they got to get off the island, they decide they're going to go ahead of us. So we thinking now, when Big Chuck done, what we going up there to play? And that is when we lose out, keep on moving. And let me tell you, take a dip and jump. Boy, clean up the place. Clean up. And let me tell you, that year when we went to record, the man said, yo, Steba, you done the song? I said, no, there ain't no song. We ain't doing it. Man said, you gotta be crazy. You gotta be crazy. We got to make a song out of that.
But what year was that now?
97.
97, okay.
Somewhere around there, 96, 97, somewhere around there. Because that's the year we come out with Street Style, and it had on Keep On Moving and all them stuff there.
Oh, okay, so that was on the same album, okay.
And because of them Canada ones too, we met a lot of people up there, and a lot of our links now started coming in Canada. We used to record in Canada. We used to print with material in Canada. You know, Canada was like home base number 2. You know, we'll go Canada, and you know, if we come out to New York to play, we come over, we play New York, back Canada. You know, we go Montreal and all them places, and we used to be in Mississauga. So yeah, we used to, that was it. Like Canada was home base. You go up to record, you do everything in Canada.
What was the recording experience like? Because before that you was recording St. Thomas, GT, and what was that experience like?
Why? It was damn good. I'll tell you why. We had this guy, he's a music exec. He lives in Canada. He's from St. Kitts, Ivan Berry. And Ivan is the one who kind of hook us up on a lot of the links up there for the recording side of it. He had kind of gravitated to us after he heard us playing Believe from Shea. You know, he was like, you know, yo, I like how you guys change it up and give it a soca feel and stuff. So, like I said, he's a big time music exec up there. I can't remember the name of his company. But he basically tell us, listen, I can't invest in y'all. I would like to, but I can't because the soca is too seasonal for Canada. Mean he only gonna be able to do stuff for us, you know, couple weeks or months of the year, as opposed to a different genre. So he said, what he will do then is try to put us in the right places to meet the right people. And he took us to the studio. Can't remember the name of the studio, but anyway, the studio was the studio that did the soundtrack for the movie Dirty Dancing. When you bust the door, you see Patrick Swayze and the woman, big posters and all kind of thing. Wesley studio that in. See, I never been in a studio so big. I mean, this studio had like 4 or 5 rooms. It took me like the third year to conquer some other rooms. You know, I mean, this studio was so big that from the control room to the vocal booth, you can't see them. So they were using video monitors.
Nice.
So when you're in the vocal booth, you pretty much down the hall around the corner. You know, man looking at you through a video monitor and telling you what to do to the video monitor. That's how big the studio was.
Nice.
And we did that album in there with like Street Style, Forward On and them. And the engineer thought we were Jamaicans. So as a result of that, he opted to record in analog using tape. Because he figured, yo, the reggae man is all tape and what's not. So we actually record the album in an analog format. We record it on tape, and when we finish is when they dump it to digital.
To digital, yeah.
As a matter of fact, no, we even mix from the tape.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was just like, damn, I mean, first time I seen like a SSL board, you know, with patch bass on the side and, you know.
What's the average price of an SSL board?
Well, you could get a used one for maybe about 250 grand. Yeah. You can use one for about 200,000-300,000. You know? Used, eh? Used, but yeah, I mean, it was unbelievable. I mean, that again was another crazy experience because Jeff, I remember him good now. Jeff, he was the engineer. And he was like, so how many songs you guys recording? We say, oh, we're doing about 10 songs. Him, oh, wow. You guys going to be here a couple of months? We said, no, we leave in a week. Jeff was like, what? We said, yeah, we leave in a week. Because, you know, I used to go organize.
Yeah.
I used to go in the studio. When you say I set up my boards, then once I hit play, all my sequences coming on, everything done level out. You know, we used to record the bass and the guitar home, everything sync up, boom. So each song, I will go in and once I done set up, each song pretty much gonna just take the duration of the song to let down. Because I giving you 24 outs one time.
Don't.
You know? So we let down them songs. We used to go in, we let down the songs one day. Then we start to do the vocals the next day. The vocals were between me and Mention. Mention will do 2, he take a break, I go in, I do something. He come back, he do something, take a break, I go back in and do something. You know, by the third day, we're doing background vocals. And because we did it analog, there was no cut and paste.
Yeah, you gotta sing it.
That go down the line. So we did it. Yeah, we did that. Fourth day, we mix it. And then, you know, what we used to do, which is really a good thing, I used to try to use a lot of the same basic instrumentation in the drums. So once you get one general mix, you could kind of use it throughout for the kick and the snare. It does a little tweak in here and there. Yeah. So by 5th, 6th day, you master it. You know.
Let me ask you this though. In a time like this, with your experience beyond Sugar Band now, would you do something like that now?
I don't know. I know. You know, after my training and stuff, you realize what we used to do was just crazy. Was just crazy. I mean, I still can't tell you how we used to do what we do. I mean, even like I tell you, like fast forward a little bit to Sugar album. I mean, if I tell you, I Sugar album, I mean, them times money was tight. And I literally went by the studio 8 o'clock in the morning, and by 6 o'clock the night, the album done mix.
How many songs?
13.
That's craziness.
Yep. Because like I tell you, you know, what I used to do a lot of the times was, even within my sequences, I used to got a pretty much pre-mix. You know, so it was easy. It was kind of easy.
Yeah, especially because you was there and you had an idea how you wanted the song to sound.
But yeah, them experiences, and then I remember probably like our third year recording in Canada is when when I started getting exposed to digital recording, because at that third year now, the bigger rooms were being used for other bigger projects, so we went straight digital, and that is when we first start getting into, oh, you could just sing the chorus once, we can copy and paste. Like, well, that is cool. So now, after the second day, we're ready to mix. Because all the songs them now pretty much got the same structure. Just okay, so if you don't do the first verse, okay, let's just copy them there.
Yeah. So since you bring us to Sugar, let me ask you this. I interview Ras Kelly and Soki. So Ras Kelly said the year before Sugar he gave you some blows. Blows.
Well, actually it wasn't Kelly, The year before Sugar was Chris.
Chris, okay.
Yeah. Dun, ding, dun, 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 dun. Let me tell you, right? That year, Chris used to be using a lot of samples from the wrestlers and thing. Let me tell you, we had kind of gained a little funk. And that album that year before Sugar had on, Imagine That.
Yeah. Big track.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that tune too. And
yeah, big track.
In our minds, we were thinking that we could change, we could kind of follow pattern off of Flames and try to get a slow song to come road match. I remember one year Flames had a road match with Wookie.
Correct.
And we ain't had, I don't think we had very good up-tempo songs on the album. I think the album might have been higher ground, I'm not sure. But Imagine That was decent. So we decided, what are we going to think? Imagine That. Big mistake. SK wasn't ready for that. And let me tell you, that year was pure Grandmasters. I could recall, just as we come out the circus, the generator breakdown. It just cut out.
So you have imagined that?
And we tried it. Imagine that, Sophie.
Yeah, man.
And we tried. And when the generator started, and I kick in, well, at this point now, we got to snap out that Imagine That mentality.
See there. Yeah, man. Imagine that, and imagine that song was so truthful, and that song was so well executed, and it still wasn't accepted to the point where you wanted it to be.
Why not? Because, listen, I tell anybody home right now, road match in SK, up tempo. Forget this thing. That didn't work at all. And let me tell you, listen, when we get the generator started and we kick in, this time we're going up tempo now. And I was like, yo, my bass sound fat and nice now, boy. And I feel good. But then I said, my bass like he going out of time. Not realizing his Grandmaster's coming across Bank Street. Yeah. Boy, Grandmaster's coming across Bank Street. Whoop, 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 whoop. But listen, we see these people, and we wait in front there by where the street is, Princess Street, just off there from Scotiabank. And all we seeing is people coming from across Bank Street. And I look up and I watch Mention and I tell Mention, tell them man lock off the generator. Just lock it off. So, because his blows was coming. You understand? His blows was coming. I'm fair to say it right now, we get blows that year. Listen, we get some blows that we ain't even driving straight up 4th Street. We turned to our Central Street and went up Church Street to go home. And Church Street is a one-way.
Yeah.
You know, I get a lot of what man in the band was on my skin because, of course, somebody got to take the heat.
Of course.
So it's me trying to push. Imagine that. We got other sound, but that is what I wanted. Yeah, listen. I really thought it was gonna work, but it didn't work.
See Soapy laughing because he band mash you up again, you know?
Oh yeah, I tell you. Let me tell you.
Man, how he say it, how he say it, and he say it really well, and I mean.
No, listen. I don't mind taking my knocks, you know, because those are the things that build you up for tomorrow.
No doubt.
You know, if you learn from your mistakes, then something wrong. And let me tell you, when we went, the band was in disarray at that point. Total disarray. You know, Alger was here and there. You know, he was got a lot of different personal problems that sometimes you're wondering, why I hope Alger gonna be in his right mind tonight. Because Alger's a man will come to a jam and whatever situation going on with him, in the middle of the jam, he bounce.
Wow.
You know, he had one point in time, I remember my father was hanging out and just when he heard me tell me he got home, I had to tell him, but daddy, you gotta rescue us, you know, because Alger got a situation and he gone, so. But at that year, you know, I figured Bobby was getting a lot of knock for a while. I went home and I sit down and I sift out things and I said, well, you know, maybe my direction, how I want to bring it forward in the best way. So I organize a meeting and I sit down with the band and I tell them, just what I'm telling you, and I say, listen, I don't mind taking a back seat as the band leader because maybe the direction I want to go in maybe may see it in other way. And somebody could take it in a different direction, which can think. So at that point, I decided to step back as being band leader. And the man was like, okay, you know, all right. So then they had a vote and they decided who we could make the new band leader. And Junie, which was the manager at the time, he decided, well, he think Mention should be the band leader. And nobody was objecting to it. I had no objections to it because I just wanted somebody else to maybe run it because they might be able to move it forward in a way that I wasn't thinking it.
Why?
So
you're a bigger man than me because to bring that from the 80s and just say, okay, maybe I got listen. I don't know if I can.
Listen, I just said I just wanted it to work.
Respect.
I just wanted it to work. And let me tell you, Mention accepted it. And the first thing he did was shout Alger. That's the first thing. As soon as we make Mention band leader, Monday, Tuesday, I get a call. Yo, Steba, listen, I'm going for the bass from Alger, yo. I said, well, yo, you the band leader now. You check, that's the decision. I figure if you're making that decision, you must know what the backup plan gonna be. Right?
Yeah.
He went for the bass. Alger called me, yo, Steba, what going on? Mention come for the bass, you know. I said, yo, I am just the keyboard man, mentioning the band leader. You understand? So at that point in time, Alger was no longer in the band. We had no bass man. You understand? I mean, it didn't really matter because we ain't had no gigs. We ain't had no gigs because, you know, we beat in the year. So we were off for like a damn near 6 months again.
Wow.
Yep. And then gigs started coming in. And as gigs come in, we got to hire bass player. And we try to ask 1 or 2 people, and if they can, last resort was my father. So if Soapy can't make it, you can't make it, this person can't make it. Hey daddy, we got a situation. Boom, he can make it.
Yeah.
And we were doing that for a while. Then we found this other guy, Dian, very good bass player. He in the church. So then he wasn't comfortable playing home because the church vibes, you know, people with the church thing and stuff. So that was another kind of problem. So sometimes we would use him for if you're doing like a little hotel gig or stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
And then one time we were going to Tartola for carnival. And while we had to do a lot of talking to convince Dian to go, because no, we basically forcing the man into an arena where he failed in accepting. But he still decided to come, and he went Tartola with us. But we try to organize and try to keep things as good as possible, not to disrespect him too much. And when we get back home, we say, "Boy, no, we got to look at bass man." So Sucky came up. But then the Sucky thing come out like, "Bye, minus, bye." I tell them, man, bye. But the minus thing done a long time. And we and Sucky them was still cool.
Yeah.
You know? So I said, man, I gonna give Sucky a talk, and I give Sucky a talk. And when I give Sucky the talk, Sucky listen to me. I said, what? Sucky said, "Bye, Steba. May mind you, but that's too much work, by. I am man, because I think Sucky was thinking like, but I am under play this lot of song musically inclined.
Yeah.
But I mean, I gonna fit in it, you know what I mean, to me with him thing and so. But I talk to Sucky. And Sucky basically said, no. They ain't doing it. Mention them when, but everybody talk to Sucky. My father talk to Sucky. Until I don't know why it is happening. Sucky tell me he left from now to I'm gonna think about it. So I think that was a good thing.
Yeah.
And we were playing over Anchorage in Frigate Bay one night. And I tell Sucky, man, just pass you. You could hear the band playing, so you could get a little idea. My father gonna play. You know? So he said, okay, cool. And he come to, Daddy was playing. And Daddy look over, he watched me. He watched Sucky, he laugh. Next thing my father come over and tell me, well, I'm gonna take a piss, young. So I did say to myself, no, what kind of mood am I? With Daddy pulling? Because I know Daddy don't do that.
Yeah.
I say, what kind of mood am I? I'm gonna sap the thing now here, because we get a nice little groove, and I try to impress Sucky.
Yeah.
So next thing I see Daddy there talking, I see him call Sucky, he telling Sucky something. So then he look back and he tell me, but I want to take a piss, I'm gonna let Sucky pull us along. So I said, okay. But I didn't feel good about it because they saying, but I may want to put Sucky in a spot, he practice or nothing.
Yeah.
I said, that's the longest piss my father ever take. Oh no, he ain't come back. But yeah, Edit and Sucky boy.
Outsmart are you?
Sucky got to play bass the whole night, but I tell you, oh no, Daddy ain't come back. Sucky play bass the whole night, and then from there, tell him, bye, come to buy the band house, and that's how Sucky get it. That's how Sucky get it. Now, leading up to the carnival, we were not in the conversation based on what had happened the year before. We were the laughing stock the year before. So, nobody hires for the troop. Nobody hires for nothing. You understand? The only gigs them that we had gotten for that carnival was the regular carnival shows. You understand? We wasn't getting nobody hired us to play for no dances, no road thing, no nothing. And we sat down and we decided we have to invest in a proper system because we can't go take them kind of blows like what we get last year. Imran used to be small at the time. Imran used to give me say, boy, Steba, it was iron and dog jamming.
I remember that.
You understand? Imran used to mash me up all the time. I said, no boy, man. And we went to the financiers and we get some money and we bought a system. Now we used to, because of the Canada connection, we used to always buy stuff out of Canada. We used to buy Elite. We had a whole ton of Elite tops and bottoms, matching amplifiers and everything. But this time we decided we're going to jump on the Vegas bandwagon. But instead of buying the L36, which is the smaller ones, we bought the T36, which is the butterfly big type one.
The big ones.
The bigger ones, yeah.
Funny, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We bought the T36. And I think we bought 16 of those one time. Sid, that was the second time I see speakers come in a box. So Sucky was a part of taking speakers out of the boxes twice. Let me tell you, when we cleared those speakers from the airport, we had a motorcade from the airport to the band house. The truck with the speaker that we going through, Marcus, and everybody wanting to know, yo, what's going on? Everybody say, we got the speakers, we got the speakers.
like you win election.
I'm telling you, people looking at one big motorcade because you got the truck, you got all of that with vehicles, and because we glad, we know we feel like, and we get this system and we start putting it together. Then those T36 Flames used to use them. So from developing a relationship with Cathy used to be one of the engineers for Flames.
Yeah. I
reached out to Cathy because he will know more about, setting up these speakers and how to use them effectively and everything. So we reached out to Cathy. And we had invited Cathy to come to St. Kitts to help us out, setting up our set and so on. And that's the year we put Sugar together. That's when Sugar came out. We the usual, we practice the album. Of course, just like normal, you don't know no mention singing. Because when you're in the band house practicing, he's singing. You know nothing what he's singing. You understand? I used to be the first one who know the songs. Because once the man done lay down the tracks and they're gone, me and he alone go down in the studio and we do the vocals. Sometimes when I'm in the studio, I calling them and, yo, why you want to hear what this man saying, yo? So that's where we started. We started putting stuff together. We put Sugar, Wake Up, all of them there. Sugar was supposed to be like the patriotic song on the album. The song that we
Wake Up is a big tune. Don't get the respect it deserves, brother.
Well, that is what I was about to tell you. The song that we were supposed to push for the road was Wake Up, not Sugar. And then top it off, when we done push Sugar together, at the last hour, he changed it. So that they were like, bye, what is bye? Man don't like this one here. No, you're gonna change it to, bye. This version that we did now got in a little bit more chords, a little bit more progression, a little bit more movement. And we're like, bye, man, sure you. But one of the things that we used to do too is every time we put a song together for the road, we also try to add harmonies that could be appealing to the steel pans. So you never hear us come out with a one-card road match. you know, or one melody type word match, you know. And if you realize, if you listen to some of the older songs, the last verse, we always have a different flair in the intro. Because you know, them times you're going to get a brass intro, the verse, chorus, brass intro. So the last verse, we always just put a different type of brass intro. So that when the band them play it, they ain't go back and play the same thing again.
Wow.
You know?
Wow. It's amazing that I used to break it down that you know.
Yeah.
That intricate, yeah.
Listen, because you know, you want to win road match, you want to hear your name that you're the road match band.
Yeah.
So you had to get the pan man them on board. I mean, I used to, as soon as the album finished, I write up the card sheets them and get it to the pan man them. Give them a copy of the CD. So you could imagine the pan man done got a one-off copy of CDs ain't selling yet. You check? They're gonna be encouraged to play them. Yeah.
Nice. That's a mindset that I don't know if they're still doing, but somebody need to adapt that. As far as like thinking so deep into what you want to do with the song, them not just making a song just to make it.
Well, listen, everything that we used to do was strategize. You understand? If we're gonna do a particular thing, we're gonna work out. Is a strategy, is a plan. How we gonna do this? What we gonna do? Why we gonna do this? Yo, when we do this, we could do this. We could do that. You know? Everything was a plan. And like I said, going into that same carnival, we kind of push ourselves. We hype up ourselves a lot. And we even started breaking through the Antigua market. So one year somebody came and the thing, and we get to go Antigua. And we went to Antigua, and within less than a month, we get to call back.
Nice.
So like, what? Why this thing working? So now we start now getting a foothold in Antigua. Now, you're getting a foothold on Flames Tough. You understand? You know. So it got to be something good. You know, I mean, but after a while, we used to go Antigua. Sometimes I used to get fed up. Because every minute, somebody wants to say Antigua. Somebody wants to say Antigua. So then, from constantly going, we get to know people, we get to know DJs, and different things. So, when Sugar Bus now, after Sugar Bus, you know, map up the place in St. Kitts and everything, doing good. One the DJs from Antigua used to travel with like every around Easter time and so on, like maybe from March go right down to Easter. They also got like West Indies cricket in the Caribbean. They go to different islands. And this DJ from Antigua, Chicky, I don't know if he's still around. Chicky, I mentioned them was tight, and you know, we get on good. Boy, Chicky start blazing up Sugar in the stands them. Boy, that day like he just do Sugar so. That take it off even further. Because now, you know, and SK, don't get me wrong, SK people funny, eh? SK people funny in that, yeah, that man will feel you. But they'll feel you more when they realize somebody else want to take you over. Like, oh, but they made an Antigua band, but we band. But yeah, and that was it. That was it, boy. From Sugar come out, but we were just, it's like all the years leading up to Sugar, like we were walking, then we started chatting, then we started running a little fast. But Sugar, but I was all 100 meters dash.
So when Sugar hit, and you know, well, everybody knows Sugar was like crazy when he hit. But how did you feel like, because you said initially the song wasn't something you are like dying for. So how you feel to see the reaction people was giving?
Why, I don't even think we had realized it, because we didn't want to release the best song first. And that was the first time we released in November. Right? All the other years, we used to be late. But that year leading up to Sugar, you know, because we had get them blows the year before, we ain't really had as much work doing and different stuff. So we had time to put stuff together. So Sugar come out extremely early. So because Wake Up was supposed to be the big tune, we decided we can release Sugar first, because we want to release the big tune. But because Sugar come out first, it suck.
Yeah.
You check? So by the time the rest of the album come out, yeah, the rest of the album good, but by Sugar, that was it.
Because I remember me and you had a conversation, you tell me, even the following year, Sugar was selling more than the new album.
Yeah, he sell more than Step Up. Sugar album.
Same year.
Yeah, the year, not make counted the year when Sugar standalone.
Correct.
When Step Up came out, Sugar still sell more than Step Up.
That's crazy.
But you see, sometimes when a song release and people get to hear it, familiar with it, by the time it reach, it's sweeter than when it just come out. Because people get accustomed to it.
You're right. But you know, I think what we didn't realize is how much we didn't think of Sugar City and all this, because even all this time we still actually is leading up to that is when we start taking on the name the Sugar Band, because we had went Tartolo, and when we were playing on the road, this lady, the jamming and she passed, she said, "Lord, are you sweet like sugar? This is a Sugar Band." So that's what we take it and we start to say, yeah, this is the Sugar Band, the sweet band.
Yeah,
you know? Yeah.
Okay. So like you said, since Sugar hit and Sugar was so successful, and then Step Up was good as well. Like, what was the mindset of the band? Like, was it like, okay, time to make another step, because we can't stay in this? No, we gotta keep pushing the envelope. No, right?
That's exactly what we're doing. We let me tell you, we always used to start working, believe it or not, from February. The only rest month we used to have in a year in terms of material was January. You wouldn't hear nobody talking about no songs for December and January. But come February, we start talking about songs. Now, even after, you know, when Sugar came out, you know, a lot of different people start calling because the song get popular. So we're doing a lot of moves, we're going all over the place, we're doing things, but I still on the back end doing my stuff. And I tell Mention, I say, you know, this is gonna be a hard feat for us now, because we know got Sugar. We can come ways below. I mentioned like, but yeah, I know what you mean and thing and so. And then one time he come and he tell me he got this thing called More Sugar. I said, Lord, man, Sugar again? So he said, but no. How we're gonna do it is like people saying, you know, the last one was sweet, so they want more sugar. Right? So we said, okay, no problem. In the process of doing that, this partner Zigbal one time linked me and said, boss, the bag a chant for you. So I said, what chant? He said, ounce for ounce, Sugar Band can bounce. Call him in. I said, what? I said, okay, no problem. And I played through that in my head, and I go home and I start to program something, ounce for ounce, Sugar Band can bounce. All I mean. All I mean. Yeah. So that's all we had. I said, bye, I can't find a second part. So we just used to play cards for the second part. So then I said, but we ain't gonna put nothing. Let's say blazing, and we just play the cards. So we never did do a second part. And that day just steady up. And then we decide, this is what we do now. We want to separate ourselves even more from Grandmasters and Small Axe. Because now we in the talk. We up there now. We winning road match now. Multiple. So how we could get away from them? Yo, then we dance. Then we dance. So that's where we start now. Them step up, boom, 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 step up, boom, 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 step up. Yeah. And that they kill them even more. I know we dancing.
Yeah. Yeah.